So there's actually a new study that says the most annoying thing couples fight about is about meals, about eating.
Well, that's not surprising.
So when I saw this and then I showed you, we're like, oh my God, we got to talk about this because it literally is one of the number one things we always fight about.
Well, of course, we have to talk about what we want to eat. We got to plan our meals for the day, for the week ahead. You know, make sure we have all the ingredients in the kitchen, in the pantry. What are you looking at me like that
It's
for?
ridiculous. No, because we've had legit
Fights.
stupid fights
We have. I know.
over this.
I'm guilty over this too. I am.
To the point where, no, we're both guilty. I'm not throwing you under the bus here, but we're both super guilty of this to the point where like we've had big blowouts because you ask me, oh, do you want to have, let's say it's
Carbs,
something heavy. And I'm like, I don't know, babe. And then you're like, of course you don't want that. Of course, babe, you don't want the rice with your salmon.
I wish the listeners could see your facial expressions and your hair swinging from side to side.
We're actually filming this. You can check it out on YouTube. But we do have really dumb fights about that.
We do. But it's just because I like to be organized. You know, come Sunday, I like to know what we're going to eat in the week. And, I know how you are. At the beginning of the week, you like to keep it light. So like a soup or like a chicken or pork or whatever. Keep it light. And then you never want a carb to accompany the
never
meat
want.
or the fish.
I don't like overdoing it. That's all.
Oh, there's not overdoing it.
No, I know, but sometimes it's like, okay, we're having like two starches with the meal or whatever it is.
We are. I never.
Okay, maybe
I
one.
never provide 2 starches with a meal. It's always a protein, vegetables, and then when I'm in the mood of having, let's say, a rice or a potato to go with the meal, oftentimes you shut me out.
But the funny part is that there's a lot of couples where one of the person in the couple is trying to help the other. Maybe, you know, they're trying to be good at eating. So they say, okay, babe, I need to lose like 10, 15 pounds and I need you to kind of, you know, be on top of me. If I want that extra plate of pasta, tell me not to. You know what happens in our relationship, in our marriage, when I don't want a second plate?
What happens?
You get mad. Oh, come on, babe, finish it. What are we going to do with it? I'm going to throw it away? I'm like, well, what the hell? Like, I don't want to eat it.
I know you're always watching your weight and, you know, being good, and you're very
trying
good
to be.
You're very good during the week, and you're always watching how much you consume. And I know you take into consideration how active you are. And now, unfortunately, with the gyms closed,
it's even worse.
It's even worse. And I'm trying to be mindful of that and not try to force you to eat what you do not want to eat. But I know I'm guilty. I do it all the time, and I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. You don't need to apologize.
It's just our metabolisms are different.
Yeah, so you can eat more and it just doesn't hit your body like it hits mine. We all know
You're older
ourselves.
than I am, sorry.
Oh, by like not even 2 years.
Oh, well, it makes a difference apparently. And you give me hell for how much sugar I eat and how big of a sweet tooth I have.
See, that's another issue, and maybe you deal with this in your relationship. You are like the biggest sweet tooth I've ever met in my life. You are like, my God, wow.
But I have control.
You know, you do have control, but you would literally just, I mean, God bless my wife, Tina, who's been ordering from every single small business on the island of Montreal.
Me?
No, you've been ordering all these bombones and cookies and cinnamon buns. And
that's true.
Because you're seeing their Instagram feeds, you're like, oh my God, we need to have it.
My eyes want it.
Yeah, your eyes are bigger than your stomach, as they say.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is that you love sweets and I love salt. Yeah. So when Tina wants to have this meal at night in front of the TV sometimes, where it's a piece of chocolate cake or something, I love chocolate and all that, but I don't get excited like you do.
It sucks that you don't get excited as I do.
Yeah, and then you almost make me feel guilty because, like, babe, how can you not want this? And then you put the fork in front of my mouth, you're like, eat it.
No, I don't force you.
You don't force me, but you try it first.
And then sometimes you just look at me, roll your eyes, and take the bite. And then you keep eating more and more of it. So don't tell me that you don't like sweets, because I'm sure if I put a tiramisu in front of you or a piece of cheesecake, you're going to devour it. Maybe not a piece of chocolate cake, the way that would satisfy my chocolate craving. But especially when I say I want lava cakes. Yeah. Oh boy, you shut me out. But what I don't like is the fact that when I'm having something sweet, you don't want to eat something sweet, but yet when you open up a bag of chips, unfortunately, I can't control myself either. So sometimes I find myself eating the dessert, the sweet dessert, and then I have the chips, and then I feel disgusting afterwards.
But it's the best of both worlds.
I want to accompany you in eating the chips, let's say.
That's what it is. You wanna be joined in eating. It's the same thing with sometimes we go for ice cream and I'm like, babe, it's okay. You're like, what do you mean? Like,
but that rarely happens.
Yeah, I try to get something because I know how I love ice cream, but you get like super excited, like, oh my God, I'm gonna get a Blizzard. Which Blizzard should I get, babe? Should I get the Oreo? All right, I'm like,
and then what do I do half the time?
Give me some.
No, yeah, I give you some and you end up taking it, which is okay. And you're lucky I like to share with you because in the past, before I met you, I didn't share my desserts with anybody.
Yeah, not just desserts, food, actually. You were protective of food.
I still am.
When we first started dating, we were 2 months in. We were in New York. We were at Planet Hollywood, I think it was. Yeah. And I realized that you don't eat your food all at the same time. You eat like your hamburger first and then your fries last, which makes me laugh. And I eat everything all together and I eat fast, which is a problem of mine. But I went to grab your fry and you slapped me. You're like Joey Tribbiani on Friends. You're like, no.
Don't touch Tina's fries.
No.
Especially fries. I love them.
But like, I get why people argue over food because it's such an important part when you live together, when you're married and you have to feed your kids. We literally now on Sundays, we talk about, okay, what's on the menu this week? How many times do we have meat, in a
fish,
row?
Or pasta, or what
it's
soups.
Like we plan it out.
And the thing is, I like to plan it out because we also have a 2-year-old I try to keep in consideration what she's going to eat. So that I'm not stuck making 3-4 different meals.
Yeah.
I want to choose things that all 3 of us will eat. Okay, Maya's still a little young. Yeah. She's not eating what we're eating yet. But I just want to simplify my life too. I'm busy in the day, taking care of the baby, running around, taking care of the house. That, I just want us to agree on what meal we're going to eat without having to argue about whether or not I'm going to add a rice and if you're going to eat it or not.
Okay, babe.
And we already limit potatoes to once a week or once every 2 weeks or once every 2 weeks. God. And pasta, God forbid, it's more than once a week.
I love these foods. I just don't want to overdo it.
It's not overdoing it, but then don't you get fed up of always eating the same meals all the time, the same kind of poultries and...
It's because I've gained and lost weight so many times, so I know my body. And now with this whole pandemic, I just got to be more careful.
That's not what's going to make you gain weight.
Well, if you eat it too late in the day. And
we don't eat too late in the day. We eat at 5 o'clock. It's very frustrating.
And you're talking about cooking at home. We just got to shout out Steak Bleu here in Montreal. They're based out of Laval, but they deliver all over the island of Montreal. And we've been ordering meat from them for like 3-4 months now?
Oh, even longer. I think since April or May when they first opened.
Incredible. It's right to our door. Every type of meat we can think of. I mean, we've got ribs.
Weekly boxes. We've got ribs, beef cubes, mincemeat, filet mignons.
We got lamb chops, I think, at one point.
Pork loins.
Everything. We highly recommend. We highly recommend ordering it. And hi to Tanya and Frank and Joe, the entire family who have started this right before the pandemic, and they've done such a great job. They've become friends of ours now. We talk to them every time they come here.
Very nice people. Thank you.
And the prices are incredible if you compare it to the actual stores, and the quality that you're getting. It's also vacuum packed. You can keep it in your freezer for 2 years. It's great because it stacks in the freezer well. That's another thing too.
Takes up less space.
Yeah, because we don't have the biggest freezer, and we have another freezer that we don't trust putting meat in it.
Nope.
So the freezer we have it's only big. It's only a certain size. So that with the way they stack the meat and the way they vacuum pack it, it helps actually stacking it. So
it does.
It's pretty cool. So give them a follow on Instagram. You can check them out at Steak Bleu. And I also want to mention too, we were talking about arguing about food. There's one thing that you do that I'm sure other people do, especially mothers.
Oh, really? What is it that I do?
And women that you do.
I don't know what you're referring to.
You would eat dessert like when I'm not looking.
I don't do that all the time.
At one point.
Maybe when I was pregnant.
Yeah, no, because I used to maybe make a stupid comment, not like, hey, you shouldn't be eating it. I'd be like,
you never stopped me from eating anything I wanted to eat, whether it was a sweet or food or whatnot.
I would never do that to you, but
comments.
I would make stupid comments.
And that would piss me off.
I know.
So you don't blame me if once in a while I would go and sneak a chocolate behind your back. So
I'd go downstairs ready to watch TV, like we'd want to watch our show or whatever. And next thing you know, Tina's taking her time. I'm like, where is she? I'm like, babe, what are you doing? You're like, nothing. I'll be there soon. And then when I go back upstairs, like I see the spoon in the sink with chocolate on it.
Chocolate, Nutella.
Nutella, whatever it is. Yeah, it's Nutella. That's what I meant. Nutella, or there was a piece of cake or leftover cake or something. I always found that hilarious. You haven't done that in a while, but at one point you were doing it.
I haven't done it in a while, and it's sad that, and it frustrates me a little bit that you don't think that I have self-control over how much sweets I eat, because you tell me, oh, you have to eat dessert every night. No, I do not, actually. And I can control my sweet cravings or dessert cravings, whatever it may be, even if it's chips or like those popcorn, whatever it may be at night, because you always tell me, oh, the sugar is going to keep you awake. Oh, when you wake up in the middle of the night and your stomach is growling, it's because you ate the sugar last night. You had cake or you had ice cream. No wonder you're hungry. But I'm like, but that's not why I wake up hungry.
No, but that's
I wake up hungry if I don't eat enough at dinner, and that's because you didn't let me make a carb, and then I'll feel guilty.
I didn't let you.
Yes, because if you
it?
No, because I ask you, do you want to have rice or potatoes tonight with dinner? And you look at me, no, but you can make it for yourself, Tina. No. Tina's not going to make it for herself. If she cooks, she makes it for the three of us.
Hey, this is like a food therapy session. Let it all out.
So when you do not want it, and I understand and I respect that, fine, then I choose not to eat it and to eat clean and healthy. I get hungry a couple of hours later, and then wake up in the middle of the night hungry. Okay. And then you have the nerve to tell me that it's because of the sugar? No. Sugar does not keep me awake or wake me up hungry.
The way my body works, if I was to have the sugar late at night, I'd be hungry in the middle of the night. That's the way my body works.
That is your body, but then you impose the way you feel, the way your body feels onto me, and I don't appreciate that because our bodies work differently, and I think we have established that since day one, actually.
Okay, Miss Oliveira, your therapy session is over. You owe me $172. Thank you.
No. You owe me $200.
Yes. Look, so what can I do better then? What can us men do better if we don't want to indulge the same way, or vice versa in a relationship?
I think we came to a compromise where we're good in the week. And
we
indulge either Friday night or Saturday night while we're sitting down watching TV or watching a movie, and we know we won't feel as guilty eating a bag of chips, or I won't feel guilty asking you to go to McDonald's and getting me a sundae or whatever it may be that I'm craving.
Which will always make your woman happy.
Yeah, McDonald's or Dairy Queen.
That always works.
Ice cream always works.
We've been pretty good lately to another thing couples fight about when it comes to food is where to eat, where to order from. Now it would be more like where to order from, but we've been pretty good. I can see how a lot of
couples can disagree on that, but you and I are pretty much always on the same page. And I know when you get your marathon cravings, and
shout out to marathons.
Yeah, and then
Greek chicken. Sushi.
The rotation of things,
Asian, but now it's because we're ordering more, but there was a time when we ordered less. People ordered less just because they were going places or picking the restaurant. Where should we go eat? That, I mean, we can't really do that now, obviously, but that's the thing that couples too, like, where do you want to eat? Oh, wherever you want, babe. Oh, what do you mean?
I don't think we've fought much about that.
No,
I
thank
feel like
God.
We're always on the same page, more or less. We're always kind of craving the same thing, especially if we've gone a while, like let's say without eating ribs or without eating Greek or Asian.
Yeah.
You know, especially when I get my Szechuan cravings.
Of course, you get those a lot.
I get those a lot, yeah.
But it's funny. We are lucky too that we both eat meat. We're both.
Yeah, we eat everything.
We're not too picky, but
no, we don't have any allergies.
Yeah, true. In some relationships, you see that where one person's a vegan and the other's not. That is so freaking hard. I don't know how couples do that. I remember you dated somebody and you didn't like the way they ate.
Oh my God, a guy I dated for a little bit and he didn't like anything. We barely
like what?
He would literally on his hand name off a bunch of fruits, vegetables, and foods that he didn't like, and I was like, yeah, this is not gonna work. I'm like, food is everything.
Yeah.
What do we do every day? We sit around the table and we eat with our family. So it's always important that we, I feel like it's important that couples eat the same foods.
Yeah, of course.
And hats off to those who one is a vegan and the other one isn't.
God bless you guys.
God bless you. I don't know who cooks in the house or how you come to a compromise to eat the same foods or similar foods at the table, because at the dinner table is where families come together and they talk and they,
for sure, they break bread, so to speak.
Yes, exactly.
But and also too, when somebody's gluten free, now that could be a gluten intolerance, that could be not really by choice. But you've seen it affects, especially the older generations, if you have to go for dinner somewhere.
It makes it complicated for them to figure out what to serve you as a meal.
Yeah. Also, it could be even insulting too to that generation because they don't understand. And that's another thing too. When I first met Tina, when I first met you at the beginning, Remember I put on a good 20 to 25 pounds in the
that's
first.
love weight.
Yeah, because every time we would eat, but that's normal between relationships. You know, we go out a lot.
We had a lot of outings.
Yeah, but then when I would eat at your parents' house, I would always have second servings.
Vince, eat.
Yeah, and because
I'm gonna give you a second plate.
Yeah, because I'm the man. It's like, oh yeah, eat more, or that's not gonna go in the garbage.
Or have another glass of wine with my father.
Yeah,
or,
the wine and the meals. And then after about a year, I was like, holy shit! Like I need to do something now, otherwise.
And you did.
Know. Yeah, I did.
You took matters into your own hands and you lost the weight gradually the right way by watching what you ate and going to the gym and being active. And I supported you, or at least I think I supported you during that time. I didn't force food down your throat.
I appreciate it. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
And there's just one more thing I have to address, and maybe other couples also go through
Again,
this.
what's with all the curveballs today?
Well, I know, throwing you here.
What are you going to say now?
When there's those pastry, not necessarily pastries, those food on the counter, it's sitting there, and it could be cookies or banana bread, and we're lucky people make it for us,
especially during the pandemic.
Yeah,
a lot
friends,
of family and friends have been baking
and we've purchased it from people as well. But then you are like, babe, there's 2 pieces of panettone left, and there's that banana bread. You're not gonna eat it. You know what, babe? I had it like 3-4 times. Like I'm okay. So what? It's just gonna sit there and go bad. Am I gonna have to get rid of it? And I said, what the hell? Like I need to eat this?
I feel bad if it doesn't get eaten and gets thrown in the garbage. And I keep reminding you that baked goods, whether it be a panettone, a banana bread, a cookie, a pastry,
doesn't last forever. I know.
Doesn't last forever. So
there's only so much you can ingest
there's only
of
so
it
much
too.
you can eat, and only certain things could be put in the freezer. So I feel bad, and that's when I'm going to start shoving food down your throat. But it doesn't work because you have so much self-control.
Thanks a lot. And then you're like...
And then we get into arguments. Yeah. He's like, I don't want to eat that. And then I retaliate by saying, I'm not baking for you anymore.
And then I'll start losing weight. Like, oh, good for you. Yeah, you're disciplined. You're losing
actually,
weight.
we've been pretty good lately.
Lately, we've been good, but I'm going back a little bit when you weren't this good. Like now, all of a sudden... You lose weight so fast too. You're like, okay, I'm just gonna have a couple.
I do, but I also had 2 pregnancies back to back,
I know.
and I felt like I needed to lose weight, and I finally took matters into my own hands because I couldn't stand seeing myself in the mirror anymore. We're right after our daughter Sia's second
but you're being
birthday.
hard on yourself.
And I decided to go on a diet, and I'm happy about the weight I've been losing.
So we haven't fought as much over food lately. Can we just please stop this and go eat something? Because now you're making me hungry.
We just did. We just had a piece of apple cake and a coffee.
Which you shoved down my throat. No,
I did not.
I ate it.
You loved it and ate it.
So maybe you go through this in your relationship or your marriage. We'd love to hear your feedback on if you go through any food discussions or food arguments, or what is that thing that you fight about the most when it comes to food? Is it where to eat, where to order from, what to make?
Who cooks?
And who cooks too? And you got to make sure that meat's cooked well enough on the barbecue. Mind you, you're good like that.
I'm pretty good.
You're good like that.
Just don't serve it to me raw.
No, but it's so good when it's alive.
Oh no,
so good.
Oh, I like my chicken dead and deep fried.
Dead and deep fried. All right, thanks for listening to the podcast. We appreciate it. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.